Happy Sunday, co-creators. How's everyone doing on this lovely, foggy Sunday? I want to welcome you all to another edition of 365 Inspirational Quotes with me, your life coach, Teena Jones. We're at day 15, and I'm feeling excited, inspired, and enthusiastic to come to you today and give you the life quote of the day. If you are new, welcome aboard. Thank you so very much for choosing to spend this small time with me. If you have any questions at all, feel free to email me at naturalborncoach@hotmail.com. All my loyal viewers, hello. I appreciate each and every one of you for going to TED.com and nominating me for speaker. And I'm excited about the nominations. They are rolling in. If you haven't done so already, go to TED.com. On the left-hand side, click participate and then nominate. You can put all my information when it asks about career. I'm a life coach. Email naturalborncoach@hotmail.com. Well, it's time. Get your pen, notebooks out, your iPad, Android phones, whatever you take notes with, because I have a wonderful quote in store for you. And it is, in the midst of the darkest night, you should act as if the morning has come. Ooh, that comes from a book called the Talmud. It's an old Jewish scripture book, Talmud, and it's pronounced Talmud. And once again, in the midst of the darkest night, you should act as if the morning has come. We've all experienced dark nights. It's part of life. It's part of living. And during the first part of today's session, I want to create a virtual circle. In your mind's eye, I want you to imagine holding hands with me and other viewers, and we're going to put in the circle what we desire. You have one wish, one manifestation, affirmation that we're going to do. Now, the rules of stating what you want is always in the present moment. Okay? Not, say, for instance, I want to be in love. No, I am in love. I want to be financially free. No, I am financially free. I want to be healthy, whole, and complete. No, I am. We're going to speak it into existence. You know, even the Bible speaks about when more than one mind, two or more minds are joined together. Oh my goodness, the manifestation that you can make. And so that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a virtual circle. If no one's around, then go ahead and affirm what it is that you want when I say go. And we're going to just hold hands virtually, close our eyes, and we're going to affirm it. Okay? Remember, you have one thing that I want you to affirm. So let's get ready and go. All right, close your eyes. We're holding hands. I am in love. I am financially free. I am abundant. I am healthy, whole, and complete. And so it is. That's it. It's not the law of moving furniture. It's the law of attraction. It's not hard. That's all you had to do, is you now have set that thing into motion. That's your morning. We've just, whatever that darkness is, it's now been cast out by that one simple affirmation. We created a virtual circle. We set an intention, and now we're going to allow that thing to manifest. Now, our job from this day forward is to not interrupt the universe and its delivery process. We can't abort the process. Remember how I talked about in earlier sessions about there's gestational period for everything? When you're pregnant, it takes 9 months to have a baby. Everything has a process to be born. Some of your manifestations are going to happen tomorrow. Some within the next hour. Some within the next week. Some within next month. But that's not your job to figure out the gestational period. Your job is to allow and celebrate the morning. Remember the quote, in the midst of the darkest night. Some people's darkest night could be dealing with a health issue. One of the things that is so new with Western medicine is holistic medicine, mind, body, spirit medicine. But in the Eastern culture, it's not new. They have known for eons that it's not just the physical body, but you have to treat the whole person. Oftentimes in our Western society, we focus and concentrate on the body when we should be focused on the mind and the spirit, healing that. Okay? If you are dealing with some critical illness, or you know someone that's dealing with a critical illness, encourage them to watch today's session. Because one of the things you want to offer them is that whatever that thing is, whatever that disease is, they've got to stop hating the disease. I've often read, and I've had many shows about people who have been diagnosed with terminally ill diseases such as cancer or leukemia, and they consider it a blessing in disguise because it woke them up. You see, it woke them up. All the things they have been sleepwalking through life, like oftentimes people do. They've been sleeping at the wheel of life, kind of going through day to day as if, that they never gonna die, that your loved ones are never gonna leave this earth. No one knows the time or the date. But what that illness does, it helps you bring your mind back into perspective of what's important, you see. So in my experience, God is good all the time. And if you are dealing with a major critical disease, then you've got to find the good in that thing. You've got to say, what is this disease trying to teach me? Hate is going to make you sicker. It's not going to heal you. We've got to clear the hatred out. And you've got to start loving that thing. You've got to say, this thing is here to teach me something. And it's my job to figure out what the lesson is, so I don't have to repeat it, you see. And so that's going to help. This one segment is going to help me segue into the 5 stages of grief that I want to talk about for people that are dealing with a critical illness, and for those people that may have been going through someone that they may have lost through death, through divorce. Loss is loss. But I want to talk about the 5 stages of grief, because we know we have to love. We have to find something that we're grateful about in the disguise of the disease. And now we can get to the healing stages. These healing stages come from a lady by the name of Dr. Elizabeth Ross. Her whole name is Elizabeth Kubler, Kubler Ross. And the name of the book is called Death and Dying. And she worked at different hospice for many years and dealt with patients that were dealing with near-death experiences and their loved ones after they passed away. So these 5 stages are very important to the healing process. Okay, so I'm going to briefly go over them, and I want you to jot them down. All right, so the first step of the grief process is denial. Whenever we have lost someone that we're close to, or whenever we find out that we have some type of terminally or scary illness, your mind wants to go into denial, like this cannot be happening. Okay, so that's the first stage. The second one is anger. Why me? It's natural. There's nothing wrong with you going through these stages. There's nothing wrong with you being angry. Some people, you get angry at God. There's nothing wrong with that. God is still God. God only knows love. So you can go through that process of being angry at God. The third one is bargaining. Start to bargain with God. Well, God, if you do this, I promise I'll do that. God, if you can just, take this thing away, I'll be better at. We start a bargaining process. Okay, that's number 3. The 4th stage is depression. Very natural to go into a state of depression after being told something that is traumatic. And finally, acceptance. That's where today's quote really hones in with, in the midst of the darkest night, act as if the morning has come. That's acceptance. So these 5 stages, it's very important that you go through each and every one of them and that you don't get stuck. You see, you can't get stuck at depression or anger. Go through it, but go through it. Don't hit it and then stay there. And the only way you can do that thing is to do the work. To do the work. If you can be reminded that this thing is here for your good, and then you can get in the business of finding out why. Oftentimes it could be to appreciate what we have in our lives, our family, our kids. That's what many people say when they go through things like this, is that it wakes them up to life. And that's why they consider it a blessing in disguise. Because for the first time, they've stopped to smell the roses. They get off the rat race of moving and trying to make money and doctor's appointments and traffic. And they get out of that rut. And finally, for the first time, they are alive. They are present in their lives. They see their spouse, they see their parents, they see their children, and they begin to love and cherish moment to moment. Now, you don't have to wait until you get hit with a critical illness or anything like that to start living this way. But sadly, that is what causes people to begin to do so. And so it's important that you go through the stages. I encourage you to get that book. She has a series of books on death and dying, 5 stages of dealing with grief. That's very powerful. I remember giving this book to my mom when my father passed away in 1996 and how it affected her. And since then, I've given it to many people that have experienced loss and of course, all of a sudden loss. You know, it helps a great deal. There are so many people that get stuck and die of a broken heart after someone has transitioned. And so I want you to know that you still have a lot of living to do, and that you don't have to be crippled now that this has happened to you, but you have to go through the steps. It's very necessary for you to go through what you need to go through to get to the other side. Okay? And so like I said, if you know someone that's dealing with this, encourage them to go on YouTube and to select day number 15 for the 5 stages of grief. I hope this session today has been a blessing for you. It's definitely been a blessing of mine to serve it and to give it to you. And if you personally are dealing with some type of dis-ease, know that let the doctors work with your body while you work on your mind. Okay? Work on your mind. See yourself healthy, whole, and complete. Visualize yourself without that. Remember, the morning has come. We did the healing circle just now, and we've set things in motion. Now it's time out to stop talking about the darkness. No more conversation about the darkness. The morning has come. We're going to celebrate the morning because it has come. All right, today's affirmation is, I expect and I receive divine solutions. I expect and I receive divine solutions. Happy Sunday. Day number 15 is here and gone. I thank you so much for spending this time with me. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great, 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 great Sunday. I love you all. Bye-bye.